Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the AFROTC program at Tennessee State University. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about the AFROTC program at Tennessee State University, Detachment 790, Major Ellen Moore. Of course, with Major Ellen Moore is Alexis Johnson. And of course, Mr. Johnson is the wing commander in Detachment 790 at Tennessee State University. And of course, Major, let me welcome you and Cadet Johnson to the show this morning.
Thank you, Dr. Haney.
And to tell you how delighted we are to have the two of you here, and especially to talk about the AFROTC program at Tennessee State University. Major, let's start off with you by having you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were important that eventually led you to Tennessee State University and to be associated with the AFROTC Detachment 790. And of course, Cadet Johnson will give us some similar information in terms of her career, and then we'll talk about other things.
Okay. Thank you. I went to Ohio State University, and I was in the four-year ROTC program myself. My parents had suggested that I try ROTC to see how I like it. My sister was in the Air Force, and they thought I might like to be in the Air Force as well. I enjoyed ROTC. I tried it for 1 year. I decided to stay. I graduated in 1987, and my first assignment was as a transportation officer at Pope Air Force Base in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I later went on to the Republic of Panama for 3 years, shortly after Operation Just Cause, and I worked on the ground side of transportation there. And later I was assigned in the Washington, D.C. area in the 89th Aerial Port Squadron at Andrews Air Force Base, working on the air side of transportation. I really enjoyed what I have been doing. I ended up going to the desert to Dhahran, Saudi Arabia in 1994 for 90 days, a great experience, but I always wanted to give something back to the younger people. And my husband and I decided the best thing to do would be to apply for an ROTC position. And I also wanted to make sure that the students were prepared for active duty. So I applied to go to Tennessee State University, and my husband's from the Nashville area, so we thought we'd enjoy that. And I was able to get the job, and I have worked for 3 different colonels. And I worked there from 1996 to 1999, and I taught the seniors. And our class was National Security Affairs and Preparation for Active Duty. And that was the one thing I wanted to emphasize. I wanted them to go be second lieutenants and know what they were doing. Not just what we were supposed to teach in the books, but all the ins and outs of being a young lieutenant in the Air Force. So I taught for 3 years, and I actually got off active duty for a while, and I was later recalled in the year 2000, and I've been there ever since. And now I teach the juniors, and I teach leadership and management. So I try to use my experiences in the Air Force and throughout ROTC to teach them what they can expect when they get there. I have been the recruiting officer, the commandant of cadets, and the detachment executive officer, and currently I am again serving as the recruiting officer right now.
Very good. And of course, Cadet Johnson, what about your situation? How did you become, as a student at Tennessee State University, how did you become involved in the AFROTC? But first, give us some information about your high school and the kind of information that is necessary to bring you to Tennessee State University.
Yes, sir. In high school, I went to Morrow High School, located in Morrow, Georgia, 10 minutes south of Atlanta. And in high school, I was involved in the basketball, track, and cross-country team. I entered Tennessee State University on a women's basketball scholarship there. The summer before I entered my freshman year, I was involved in engineering, of course, ECI, which is Engineering Concept Institute for incoming freshmen, so I obtained another scholarship there. But for that, to obtain that scholarship, I had to get involved with Air Force ROTC. Now, they just only require that for 1 semester. So I went to the program. I didn't know anything about ROTC. I knew that there was a JROTC in high school, and you see the cadets with uniforms, but as I entered in ROTC, the Air Force ROTC at Tennessee State University, it's a whole different world, because that's where the leadership skills really do come out. And I stayed in the program for that semester, and throughout that semester, I very much enjoyed the program, that 790. And I decided to stay in it for these past number of years, and now it's going to be my 4th year right now. And I stay in the program so much that I really do enjoy it. And I always try to tell other people, if they don't have a scholarship and they really want to look for a scholarship, but they really want to get those leadership skills, and just have that capability to lead others, they really need to get in the Air Force ROTC detachment. So I actually was in in ROTC and in basketball at the same time, and also do engineering. But I actually had to get off the basketball. I actually got off the basketball team last year because I want to concentrate more on my studies. I'm a senior civil engineering major at, in the engineering department at Tennessee State University. And right now I'm ready to get out of here in December 2004. So.
And of course, she'll be commissioned, Major Moore, as a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force upon graduation. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, sir. She will be commissioned, and 30 days after commissioning, she will go on active duty as a second lieutenant.
Very good. And of course, we're getting ready for our first commercial break, after which we'll come back and give the two of you an opportunity to talk about the AFROTC program at Tennessee State University and how others might become involved with that program. Of course, we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. The topic is